PHPMyAdmin is a software to perform operation on MySQL. We can create a table, delete a table, drop the table, drop the database, and many more operations we can perform, like export the database, import the database, and lot more things we can understand in this tutorial. So this is PHPMyAdmin tutorial to understand some basic idea and how to use it. So without wasting time, let me go ahead and understand PHPMyAdmin. So guys, you can use in a two-way, in a local machine, and also you can use on a live server, because lots of server companies are giving you a PHPMyAdmin because they have already installed a PHPMyAdmin. So we don't need to install PHPMyAdmin separately, but you have a dedicated server or VPS, you have to install PHPMyAdmin manually. But if you have a cPanel already give you a PHPMyAdmin to perform some operations on MySQL. So let's how we can do all the things. Let me explain you by examples. So first you need to, if you're using in a local machine, you have to start your Apache server and MySQL. So I'm using XAMPP, so this gives you a PHPMyAdmin, MySQL, and Apache server. You can run your PHP application. So you have to, if you don't have XAMPP control panel, if you don't have XAMPP, so you can search in Google just like a XAMPP, and you can download and install. So this is a free software, you can use it. So already I have a XAMPP Apache started. Let me just stop it. So Apache, let me start it again, and MySQL. So MySQL, we are using PHPMyAdmin, already have a MySQL, so we don't need to write queries in some boring way. So PHPMyAdmin have a lots of user interface to work with some queries, and you can just drag and drop, and there are some good user interface to perform some operations on MySQL. So let's close this one. So first thing, always you have to just go, let me just, after it started XAMPP, and after started Apache and MySQL, you have to just type a localhost and PHPMyAdmin. So this software has been open in your browser. So first question and very basic thing, you have to create a database. So how we can create? So here are a new button. I will show you to write queries, and just I will use the user interface to create a database and create a tables, and many things I will teach you in this tutorial. So just click on a new. First we need a database. Okay, so new, and here we can just type our database name like a company, and like any website name, and anything you can just type here, just company. I'm just giving my database name, just create it. So my database has been created. You can see here here are a company, a database, and inside we can create one table, like a company have a employee. Okay, just company have some orders, so just order table I'm creating and create. So here we can just order ID and order name, maybe name. So always guys, you have to just choose ID is int, and it should be auto incremented. Okay, so AI means auto incremented, and here are the name should be a word char, because there will be some characters, some strings. So its a length is 150, and anything you can give a length of this column, and then you have to just save it. So your table has been created inside, but there are no database. I mean there are no some data inside this table. So let me just insert it. There are button, there are tab to insert. So just you have to click, and there are insert. So ID you don't need to put manually because this is auto incremented, and the name should be your order name, maybe a PC, personal computer, maybe a system, laptop, any order you can give. So order is laptop, and just go ahead. So your data has been inserted. Let me just go to orders, and you will see the one ID is 1 and name of the order is laptop, right? So let me just insert some more data, so it will be clear your doubts. What is a auto incremented and how it's incrementing your integer numbers of ID. So let's insert another data, and this time I'm just keyboard and just go ahead. So let's click on the orders. You will see the 2 orders inside, and ID we don't need to type manually because there is a auto incremented, and it's inserting the data automatically. Okay, so we have seen some tabs, some buttons, some user interface to how to create a database and create a table and insert some data. So this is very easy. But another way, my PHPMyAdmin also gives us the query to write a query to create the same thing on this panel. So let me just delete these basic queries, and now I'm just creating a new database. Okay, so here you can just type create database, and name of the database test and semicolon. So whatever you have done manually by clicking buttons, so this is another way to write queries, and you can create a database and you can insert data, and also you can lots of things. So this is MySQL queries you can write. So this is a programming part, it's not a user interface. You have to just write like this of queries and just go ahead. So a database, test database has been created, you can see, right? So next thing is you have to create a table inside this database. Okay, so let me just click on a company and go to query. So now we have, let me just give you more clarity on this. To selecting a database, just you have to go to, now we are on a home page, just go to SQL, and any of the database you are using, you can just select, you can choose your database. Because we are outside of the database, first we need to write a queries like use and use what database we want to use. So we have a database test, and then just go test. So now our database has been selected, you can see use the database. Then again just go to SQL, and here we will write our queries, because currently we are using a test database. And now we are create table, and name of the table may be customer, in this customers in this test database, and then this bracket customers and this brackets, and let me just put it semicolon, yeah, customers, and here are int, id is int, let me just int means integer type, and so length is 10, then comma, another field is name, and its data type is varchar, and its length is 50. Then we want the customer's city, the city, and its data type is again varchar, and its length is maybe again 50. Then comma, and primary key on id. So this id name should be exactly matched to this id, and then go add. So no database selected, let me just copy and use test database, and then go. So database has been selected, then paste here and go. No database selected, guys. You have to just select this database table and just go to queries and paste this command and just go, because we don't have selected this database, and just go ahead. Because I have shown you a wrong way, because you can understand how to select a database. Because without selecting database, now we have a database test, and we are creating table customers on this test table. Okay, so let's go. So now you can see we have a customer table, right? So next thing, you can just import and export. We can also understand import and export things. So just go to a company, we will export this, and just go to export this company database, and just SQL, everything is a default setting, and export. And this will give you a database, company.sql. This is a database name, and I'm saving on my desktop, so let's save it. So company.sql has been downloaded. So you can also import the database as well. So let me just go to home page, go to database, and here are some database like a company. So let me just drop this one, so we can import our recently exported database. So first we need to just click on a new and give a name of the database, like any name you can give. Okay, so I'm giving you company name, maybe same, and you can give a different, there are no matter. So let's create. So database again created on the same name. Then you can import, then choose a file, import, choose a file here, then go to desktop, and here our company.sql, you have to choose and open it, then import. So guys, you can see here a company have a database table which is orders, because this is exported data and we are importing in PHPMyAdmin. So this is very nice feature of PHPMyAdmin. So like this way you can import and export the database. Let's understand few more things on PHPMyAdmin. So if you have a table, okay, if you have a table customers and you want to add some more features like more field, so let me just show you structures. There are a name, city, an ID, name and city. If you want to add more features on this table, you can add simply like this, just one column, one field, two field, you can add three field, any field. Just I'm adding one field, so you can choose where you want to add after ID, after city, and after name. So I'm just adding here after city, and DOB means a date of birth. So let's go and just DOB, date of birth, and here's voucher and it's 50, and just save it. So this is a one way you can use, you can alter your table, you can modify your tables, and you can add more columns on the customer table, on any table. But if you want to add if you want to alter a table to via MySQL query, there are another way. Just click on a SQL, right? Just click on here, test table. We have a test database, we have selected, and we want to modify this customer table. We want to alter this table, so here we can just alter, just type alter, and table, and name of the table is customers, and we want to add some more columns like add more columns like age and maybe address, maybe anything you can add. So age and varchar, it's data type, varchar, and length of the characters of the age. So just semicolon and just go. So age, your table has been altered, maybe modified. So just click on customers, you will see, go to structures, and you can see here are a name, city, a date of birth, and age, which we have created here. So now we have to just insert some data, because we already have a scene using this user interface. Some data we can add, like name of the customers, maybe a Rathorji. Let me just Rathorji, and a city. City is just capital Delhi, and date of birth is something 02 and 1995 or something, and age is 25, and just go ahead. So integer value for the column test column ID is row 1, because this is not auto incremented, right? So customers, and I'll show you some more things on the customer, on the PHPMyAdmin. So let me just do it again. Just go to SQL query and just go to here, and oh, all right. So click on insert, and here you can, because this is not a primary key, that's why it's giving a error, because this is integer is int, but it's not auto incremented, and it's not a primary key. So let's change it, and this is auto incremented, and just save it. Just remove, because we have created manually. Just save it. Now you have to insert some queries here. Rathorji, name of the customer, city is Delhi, date of birth is something this date, and age is something around 25 years, and let's go. So now we have a one row affected, and one row is inserted, and one customer has been added to this customers tables. Let's click on customers, you will see some data, right? So it's a 2 times it came, because we have a perform operation on 2 times to insert the data. So same way you can let me just write a queries to insert the data. All right, so just insert into customers. This is our table name, and the values we are adding, values ID we don't need to add. All right, so a name of the customer is Rahul, and city, you can see here, name is Rahul, city maybe Kolkata, and date of birth something, any date of birth. Here you can add like a 10 02 1997, and then age is like a 25, maybe just like in single quotation, and 25. and last is the semicolon, and then insert. Column count does not match the value column, and so let me just id. Yeah, here is a problem. id we are inserting manually. It's like a 5, and just go. You can see. So go to customers table and you will see its ID is 5, name is Rahul, city is Delhi, city is Kolkata, date of birth is something something 1997, and age is 25. So like this way you can insert data inside a MySQL query. If you want to update any data, so we want to update to change the name and anything, like change the city, change the date of birth. So let me just change, let's update the age of this customer, which is Rahul, and its ID is 5. So just remember the 5, its ID is 5 and its age is 25. So you can just simply just modify, just click here and you can just simply here 20. So MySQL gives you a best facility, drag and drop. There are good user interface, you can use it and just simply just double click and you can change. But one more way, you can just write a queries to update the data data of the table. So just click on SQL and here we will just update the data. So update customers, then set age, okay, just comma, set age is let me just 30 35, and name and name of the, let's put it comma, and name of the customer we are again just changing equal to be Rahul to Tilok, okay, and where, just last don't need a comma, just where clause, and then ID is 5 because we know that the ID of the customer, let me just refresh this on another tab, just test, and we have a customer and its ID is 5. So we have to just type where ID is equals to 5 like this and semicolon. So this data will be changed Rahul to Tilok, and its age is 35. You can see age is 35 and name is Tilok, Rahul to Tilok. So let's go ahead and then again see the customers. You can see 5 Tilok and its age is 35 because before it was 20 and now it's 35. So this is the way. Now we can just drop, we can delete the one of the columns. So you can just simply click here and you can delete. Okay, so this is easy way, you can delete. But another way, you write a queries to delete. So we will delete this second, their ID is 2. So just go to SQL and here we will write queries to delete from table name customers. Our table name is customers where ID is, we know that our ID is 2. So let's go. So do you really want to delete? So yes. No. Delete from customers. Let me just type where because I forgot, and just go yes, and just again go to customers. There are only one records. Okay, if you want to see some data, we are just clicking on database, just using a user interface, just clicking on customers and we are showing some data. Okay, so another way, if you want to see the data, so there are some MySQL queries to show the data. So select all, star means all from customers, and you will see all the data inserted from all the data that have customers tables. So let's go and you will see just only one data there are, and this is a select query. All right, so if you want to drop the table, if you don't want to this customer table on this database, test database, so there are also a query. You just simply just go to test and just click on here, you can drop the full table has been dropped, and it means it's deleted from your database. But if you have some MySQL queries to perform operation on drop the tables, so just simply just type drop table and name of the table. So our table name is customer. So now you are watching these customers tables, but when you execute these queries, you will not able to see because these queries will delete your customer table. So let's go ahead, and if you really want to execute a drop table customers, yeah, we want to delete. So now we don't have any table inside a test database. All right, so lots of things I have shown you about PHPMyAdmin, and there are many other ways to use, and there are lots of features I will suggest you to use, and just analyze this software because this is so much user interface for performing some actions on MySQL. So this will give you a nice way to use MySQL. So let me just, this is a local machine I'm using, and if you have a cPanel, let me show you one more thing. So this is my cPanel, and you can just simply log in. I don't know my server working or not, but let me just give you a basic idea. And this cPanel also, I have a PHPMyAdmin where we can use the same thing. You can delete, drop, you can write queries, you can join the tables, and lot more thing you can do. In the next video we will understand on my server cPanel have a PHPMyAdmin. You can create a database, and lot more thing we will understand in the next video. So if you think this video is helpful, please give a thumbs up and let me know what you think about this.